What's happening, guys? Well, today we're having our first Hatfield McCoy video. Today we're going to be riding the Warrior trail system, and our goal for the beginning of the day is to ride from Welch to War. Looks like we're starting off. Looks like right off the bat we're starting out with a pretty good hill climb. Alright, up we are. Voyager for the first trail system of this trip. Oh, okay, that's a do not enter. So the reason I picked Warrior for the first trail system is because in all of my research it looked like the smoothest for sport quads. Stay to the inside, not cause an accident. It looked like the smoothest for sport quads. And I'm gonna ride with my visor open because it's not hot, so I don't want to be sweating unneededly. You guys know me, I like fast and flowy, so that sounded great to me. But I did tons of research on the Hatfield McCoy trail system, and they all look fantastic. They've had a bunch of rain the last couple of days. It didn't rain yesterday, but it was supposed to. And we were actually pretty worried that we were going to be driving up here the whole time in the rain. But it wasn't an issue. So that's great. This was about a 5.5 hour drive for us. And it was super easy the whole drive. The only hairy part was just after you get off the main highway and start coming down towards Welch. Warrior trail system is in Welch. Well, Welch, War, and one other town, but I can't remember the name right off the top of my head. I replaced. So you guys remember in the last video you saw from from Allegheny, where I was saying there's a bunch of mud and stuff stuck in the rear brake. Yeah, no. The super cheesy rear caliper that I bought for 25 bucks, which the caliper is golden. The caliper's good. I looked at it, has no wear, nothing. But all it does is sit back there and squeeze the pads. So I mean, as long as it does that, it's fine. But the rear brake pads that came with the $25 caliper were obviously garbage. So, bought some good sintered pads. You know, we're not going for super performance, didn't really need the carbon or ceramic or whatever. Just want longevity and to be able to stop. And again, on these sport quads, you mostly use the front brake anyway. And you know, the rear is just like for going down, holy crap, that's really steep kind of hills, you know? So far, this is amazing. This is very cool. Since I am riding by myself, I promised Miss Stacy and Hannah that I would stay on greens and blues. I don't really know if I would even want to take a sport quad on any of the blacks here, because apparently the difficulty scale is kind of doesn't lean the way most people think. Like, the blacks are hard, like real hard, whereas the blues and greens are considered to be too easy, and there's not much of a distinction between a blue and a green. So but again, you know, take anything that you hear from anyone on the internet, including myself, with a grain of salt until you figure it out for yourself. So anyway, as always when riding a new trail system, we're gonna take her easy and come to our own conclusions. The one caveat to that is I like making these videos because you don't have to take my word for it. You can actually see what I'm riding. Yeah. This whole day is gonna go like that. We are gonna have a ton of fun. The goal is not to get muddy. So we're gonna take it easy around the mud. We got 4 days of riding and no pressure washer. Oh man, the trails are butter though, because they were wet and muddy, but now they're just no dust. Oh, this is gonna be a great day. I can already tell. So I probably have kind of mentioned it before, but I'm a night guy. I'm not a morning guy at all. So Miss Stacy can be that way too. She likes to get up a little earlier than I do, but she also likes her sleep. So I didn't leave until about noon. But for me, that's just fine, because usually if I go up to Allegheny, I shoot to leave the house around 11, and I get up there to ride around 1. But I usually eat lunch in the parking lot or whatnot. So anyway, I heard all the guys this morning roaring through town, because here you can ride in town with all OHVs as long as you buy a pass. And if you're coming for a day, you can get a day pass. But if you're staying for any longer than a day, it's more worth it to buy a season pass, which is 50 bucks. And that 50 bucks gives you access to all of the Hatfield McCoy trail systems. And I'll throw up a little overhead picture that a very nice gentleman made, which was really helpful for me to figure out, because there was no good information on where the trail systems were in the state. Like, there's information about what the trail systems are and like their difficulty ratings and all that kind of stuff, but there was no information about their physical locale in regards to the United States map. Like, I knew I wanted to do Warrior, and I knew, like, we picked out an Airbnb or whatever that said, you know, half mile from the trails, and I was like, okay, perfect. So I could just navigate to there and kind of figure out how far away we actually are, and that worked out extremely well. But with this overview map, you can kind of get a way better idea. That was our first little play area here. Interesting. How's it going? Very cool. So let's see what. So 37 blue, 44. I was supposed to stay right. Alright, so it looks like that was the right trail. I'm supposed to stay right pretty much all day. Or pretty much until I get to war. You guys okay? Alright. You all good?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, just want to make sure. Have a good one. Woo, rocky. Gotta get used to always picking the quad line. That was a nice little hill. Woo! I'm getting some arm pump already. Private road, not part of the trail system. I have seen this before. Fine with me. I'm not going to bother your private property. I'm here to ride the trails. So I wanted to ask you guys, anybody that rides sport quads, what are your thoughts on steering stabilizers and for the stuff that I ride this sport quad on? Like this kind of faster, more aggressive trail here and down in Allegheny too. I find that my wrists get, after like a good few hours, 3-4 hours of riding, that my wrists start to hurt pretty good. And last time my arm was bent like this and I could not pick my hand up. And I mean, I know that that's arm pump but it's also part of, you know, death gripping, which I try not to do. But on this quad, the bars respond so differently than on the dirt bikes. It's kind of hard. So I wonder if a steering stabilizer would help that. Keep the bars from kicking so hard back at me. Where are we at? Oh. Do not enter. That says something, but it's no entry. Okay. I think we're kind of just staying with the main trail here. So the plan is to ride Welch to War, and then from War to, there's another town, bug in my mouth. There's another town off to the other side of the map, and I can't remember the name right now. But more good information for Hatfield McCoy trails is there's a gentleman named Bob T, and he kind of floats under the radar. It's another no entry. And he makes and keeps updated maps for all the Hatfield McCoy trail systems in digital form. The ones that I got, he has pre-baked for Backcountry Navigator Pro, BCN Pro, and if you just, I think if you just Google Bob T maps, you'll find his MediaFire site. Little old school there, Bob T, but I'll let you slide. I didn't know MediaFire was still a thing. But I downloaded all of his packages and was just like, all right, I know I have BCN Pro, but maybe there's a better option. What I eventually would like to do is get a mount and sensor set up for the Trailtech Voyager Pro, so I can slap it on this guy and then have my maps right in front of me while I ride, which would be awesome, because I could just pull it right off Xena, put it on this guy. And I don't really know about the Africa Twin, if I want to put it on there or just use my phone for that, because it seems a little unnecessary, because the Africa Twin already has all of its own built-in monitoring and a good speedo and stuff like that. And you know, Xena and this obviously don't. So yeah, thinking about doing that in the future. But for now, I have the paper map backup in my backpack, and I have 2 liters, just about 2 liters of water in my hydration pack, which I'm going to be doing a review of here really soon. I actually might do that while we're here. And what am I saying? Oh yeah, oh, and the electronic maps on my phone, also in my bag. I have the Spot in my pocket. I really wanted to get the backpack mount. Giant Loop makes one. And they had one left on sale the other day, and I should have bought it, but I didn't. And it's probably gone. But my Spot is also incredibly old. It's the Gen 3. And I think they're on Gen 5. Whoa. Oh, I thought that was... I thought that was a trail. Nope, not quite. I was like, that looks like death. Okay, posted on both sides. That's cool though. I mean, oh, I also have some snacks. I'll just run down with you guys what I have. What else I have? I have some snacks. I got a banana to avoid these cramps, which I will be eating very soon. And a couple of snacks. I got 2 liters of water, I said. Got my first aid kit. I have a tire pump, an electric tire pump that I use for my adventure bike that can plug into a battery tender lead, which this thing does have. And I have a puncture repair kit with the rope plugs. which I have never used, knock on wood, and won't have to use. But it looks pretty easy. I've seen how to do it. And if we got it, we're smart people, we can figure it out. And that's pretty much it for what I have. 44 goes that way, 37 goes that way. I think 37 is just a little loop, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah, I believe so. Whoa, that's a scary mistake to make. Don't go over there. Alright guys, well, I think that's a good intro for this place. Let's cut it off here and start another one.